All right, so hey ladies, this is the first official PassionFIT Dynasty call. I'm a little nervous, that's why I'm fiddling with my necklace here. But I'm so excited to kind of finally do this. I was actually sitting here talking with Richard at dinner, and I was like, I'm so excited for to start these calls. I feel like I finally get to like branch off and like be my own leader and run our own team and do our own thing. And then I sat there realizing I was like, I know tonight's topic, but I have nothing. I was like, I haven't planned what I'm going to say. And I got so nervous. But then I just remembered the quote of like, done is better than perfect, you know? And I've been listening to, you guys know I'm an Audible fiend. I'm listening to Girl Code on Audible right now. She's the author of Champagne Diet. She's awesome. And she talked about the same thing about like the people that just jump in and start doing something, whether that's weight loss or running a business or school or work or whatever. Those people end up thriving the most because they kind of just jump in and just do it. And that is obviously the scariest part for anything. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing tonight, and that's what we're doing this month and the rest of the year. So, so today is Tuesday, September 6th, 2016. Can't believe we are in, it's not officially fall, but we're, past summer-ish. But, so the topic of tonight's call was goal setting, which is kind of what we talked about on our individual calls last week, which was so great to catch up with you guys, by the way, now that we're all kind of like getting back in the groove of everything, shaking the dust off. I think we all are still shaking some dust off. We still dealt with a lot of stuff this weekend. But tonight I want to talk about the importance of goal setting, the importance of writing your goals out, having goals, whether that be daily, weekly, monthly, year, and having a vision. And that kind of all goes back to your why. God, there's got to be a way for me to turn off do you guys know a way to silence Facebook notifications? Like, like the dings?
No.
Ugh.
Mine doesn't make noise when I get them.
Ooh, I wish I had your computer. So that's so distracting. I have my phone on silent, but in the background I can hear my Facebook like ding, ding. Anyways, hopefully it doesn't come through too much on here. Anyway, so they're talking about the importance of goal setting and having your goals not only written out, but, have whatever, whether it's on paper, like in a notebook, or on like your vision board, or even like I have dry erase boards too. I kind of have a few scattered a little bit, but having goals and having benchmarks. When I first started as a coach, my first month, I remember going through a coach training, which was a little different than the way you guys might have done training, but I was thrown in Elizabeth Hartke's Coach University group, and my first couple of weeks were good, and I was getting my feet wet, and back then we were a part of Glow Dynasty, which Loretta, you might have been added into way back when, but and we would be on Glow Dynasty calls, and the Glow Dynasty would talk about, we talk about goals, and when it came, and we went around to each person, right? And she was like, "What's your goal this month?" And I had only been a coach for about a week or two, and I was like, to sign up one person. And I was like I was like choking back tears. I was so overwhelmed. I didn't think I could do anything. Danielle had just hit diamond. She had been a coach for about a year. So I thought, hell, well, I guess then I was like on the verge of tears, crying. And I was like, I want to sign up one coach by the end of this month. And then they're like, come on. So I dig a little bit deeper. And I was like, okay, in a year I want to be diamond. And then we ended the call. Everyone's ha ha ha. Okay, Claire. And we got off the call, and my coach texted me, and she was like, "Claire, I love you, but you are amazing, and you're kicking butt, and you gotta believe that you can do way much more than that. You gotta really think big, dream big." And it was kind of like a little bit of the butt kicking that I needed. And because a lot of times how we feel when we get overwhelmed, that we feel small and that we feel like we can't do anything, and that what's the point of dreaming big and thinking big? And sometimes I know myself, I can maybe think I shouldn't say too big. There probably should never be a too big, right? But you know, and I don't ever want to squash anyone's goals, but you know, so it's better to have big goals that you can't reach, that you're working towards, than either no goals at all, or little goals that you just maybe aren't making a lot of progress with. So like one of these goals, sorry, you can't see, I've rearranged my office in here, so I'm like, where do I go? One of my goals on my board here was to pay off all my wedding expenses. I think my intent was to pay them off before the wedding, and I definitely didn't do that. Definitely didn't. But that's okay. You know, that doesn't mean I failed. That means that I still want to work harder to build up my income this year to, you know, continue to pay off all these bills. So anyway, so what I want to do tonight, I want to talk, and I'll share my goals too, so that we can all, you know, kind of be honest and be on the same page of where we're at. And this morning I posted, and I asked you guys to think about what your I want you guys to think short term, but I also want you to think long term. You know, there's a reason you guys have stuck with me for whatever reason, despite my hellish year. There's a reason you guys still show up. There's a reason you guys still post every day, and you don't do it for me. You definitely do it for yourself. And that's why I love having you guys on this team with me, because it should never be about me. It should be about you. And that's why I want to start our first team call off with goals, because, you know, I want to make sure that I can help you move into the direction that you want to go. Because it doesn't matter what direction I want to go. Completely matters about you guys. And that's why I decided that I want to start team calls, because I realized, you know, I've been so busy the last couple of months. It's been so hard to just focus on one thing. And I feel like the most important thing now is us and our team, and how we can continue to grow ourselves. So I asked you guys to think about daily/weekly goals. I asked you to think about monthly goals from now through the end of the month. And then I asked you guys a question of where do you guys want to be, or so I know it was like, where do you want to be in a year? And that other big question was, if you couldn't fail, what would you do with it? So I'm going to throw it back to you guys, and we can end with me, but who wants to go first? Julia, Loretta?
Whatever.
I might need a minute.
So one of my things that I have been slacking on and have still kind of been like trying to get in my groove, I guess, since I even started, even though it's been like 5 months of me trying to get in my groove, is to really track my power hour and be consistent with my power hour. So like some days and some weeks I'll go like 200% and like forms, follow-ups, like you name it, I'm doing it. And then like all of a sudden in 1 week I'll be at like 0%. And I'll check some Facebook notifications, I'll leave some comments, and like that's where I stop. So I really want, I guess, daily, weekly, and monthly is to really just get better at my tracking and better at being consistent with my power hours. Like, I don't know if I now that school started back up, I don't know if I can 100% say I'm going to do a full power hour daily, but like I want to be doing them at least like 4 or 5 days out of the week, because I know we're only on day 6 of September, but since September started, I have not sent one single new message to somebody that I haven't talked to. And it's like, I will like, you know, at this rate, I'm on track to sign up 0 people this month and help 0 people this month, because I haven't done, you know, like, and I know that I haven't put any like time in aside from like my posts, but you know, I can't expect every single person to reach out to me and be like, hey, yeah, count me in, let's do it. So I really want to work on actually like committing to my power hours, finding like either 1 full hour or 2 like 30-minute gaps a day to do it, and really like keeping track so I don't forget anybody that maybe I talked to last month that I can actually follow up with. One of the things that I want to do by December, Claire, we talked about it when we had our call the other day. I really want to make like my year's worth of money back by the end of this year. So Loretta, I was telling Claire that I am very like financially anal, I guess you could say. And I have figured out like in 1 year's time how much I will spend like on monthly shakes, and if I buy the 3-day refresh, and like what it took me to sign up. So I know exactly like what I need to earn in order to like make this profitable, or at least to break even. And so far, since I started in April, I've earned $948. I have to get to like $1,500 to be at like I've covered it for the year. So then that would mean anything from December to the following April would be like profit, which would be incredible. And then maybe I'll shut Dave up a little bit.
So wait, can you just repeat that number again? Is it 1,500 that you're shooting for?
Yes.
1,500. Okay. I'm writing it down. So I hope you have it written down. But I'm writing it down too.
Yes, I have it down. I promise you. But then that would make up for even Dave's initial start cost also. He's not actively coaching or drinking his shakes that are sitting in my cabinet right now. But so that is my goal by December. So I'm not too far away, but like if I'm not doing my power hours, I'm not going to get there by December. So at least that's some good, solid motivation. In a year from now, I would love to be at least diamond. Hopefully in a year from now, my girl Elizabeth will be done her training to be my first coach. She hasn't even finished day 1 yet. So we're getting there slow and steady. But I would like to at least find some people that want to coach. When I sign people up, they're all like, okay, it says I'm going to sign up as a coach, but like, I don't ever want to do that. Is that fine? I'm like, yes, that's fine. But it's just what it says. But I would like to find people that are like, oh yeah, I would maybe like to do that someday. That would be nice. And then let's see, if you could take this business to the top, what would you do with it? Oh my gosh, I would freaking pay off every bill of life. I'll pay off your bills.
Count me in.
Right? Free money. I mean, honestly, like that would be like really just like the financial aspect of it would be just amazing. I mean, living like, especially Loretta, I'm sure you know, but like I don't get paid over the summer. I don't do that 12-month crap. I get paid for 10 months of the year. So like summers are always a struggle. Coming back to school in September because the paychecks are weird is always a struggle. And it's like, it would be nice to like never again have to feel like I should be working over the summer, or never again feel like, you know, like feel guilty for like buying a new outfit over the summer when I know like I'm making $0. But it would just be nice to like know that I had like extra money and like, oh, my car payment's due. Like, okay, maybe I'll pay an extra $100 this month so I can pay it off sooner. Like, you know, it would be nice. It would be nice.
Absolutely. No, I love all of that, and I think we can all relate so much to that. I have a lot of thoughts on that, but I want to, before I come, well, not just your last point about, you know, what you would do with it. I mean, what I'm kind of gathering is that you're kind of talking about being financially free and maybe having just more financial freedom, what we hear from a lot of top coach. I know they kind of say that a lot, but like, you know, being debt free, being able to have freedom with what you do with your money or income.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right. So before I toss back a few of my ideas, I'm going to turn it over to you, Loretta. You ready?
Yeah, I just had the questions pulled up and now my phone just locked itself. Okay. So definitely for daily, weekly goals, just, I mean, like all of us have talked about, like, I was literally in a different city every week this summer. So I'm like still trying to get in the swing of coming back from that and getting back into school. And now I do an after school study hall for my troubled children. So, you know, like having that as well. So I'm at school from 7 to 5 pretty much every day. So I think I need to, like, you know, just like you said, just like be more consistent with my power hours, because I'll do like kind of scattered throughout the day and have it add up that it's a power hour. But I think that's right now not working for me. So I think I need to switch it up and really actually do like a power hour, or do a power half hour and then, but like time it and then do another half hour, but make sure like I'm actually consistently doing a full hour. Because right now, like, I am messaging people and there's a lot of interest, but I'm not knowing, like, nothing's happening. So I need to, like, just, you know, keep posting. I switch up my posts, probably do more videos, even though they scare me. Still really trying to get over that hump. But just being more consistent with that, because that's just something that needs to happen. My workouts are fine. Those are consistent. And I'm also training for my marathon. So that's happening as well. So like that is not really the problem, which is like you would think would be the problem. But,
well, it's fun. I think that's why we're all a team, because like that's what comes easy to me too. Drinking my shake and working out, no problem. Clearly all three of us have that in common.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not a problem at all. Kind of wish that was a problem, because that's an easy fix. And then when it comes to my monthly goals, I mean, right now I kind of took like a punch to the stomach with like having been gone all summer and just not even being able to keep up with myself, let alone my challengers and like people that are interested in coaches. So like losing, you know, rank kind of really sucked. That really sucked. So my monthly goal is to get that back. That is to get that back and have at least like 2 coaches signed up by my goal is November, and I think that might be shooting too high, but
never too high. You can still sign up people this month, so you never know.
Yeah. So my goal is to just get, you know, at least like 4 challengers signed up, possibly 1 coach, but by October have at least 1 coach and 5 challengers, because that was usually my average was 3 to 5 challengers. And then by November, to have 2 coaches and to have them hit Emerald by December. And then really just taking it to the next level as a young high school teacher who's moving out. Financial freedom is always great. You know, like I did work this summer, so I have that money, but definitely I like the idea. I didn't even think about that, the breaking even, because I'm like, am I actually breaking even? Like if I really like, but that would actually, I might even steal that goal. Like taking it to the next level is making sure I'm breaking even, but then also the financial freedom, especially with student loans, because I'm like on the brink of having those somewhat almost paid off, and it would be nice to just kind of like take it a step further and have them fully paid off before I start grad school. So
that's huge.
More debt. So, but still.
So wait, did you answer the where do you want to be in a year?
In a year, diamond. Yeah. Absolutely. I think I like kind of answered that, but not straightforward. But yes, diamond.
Well, actually, no, you did say diamond. I mean, it sounds like you both kind of said this, and then you both kind of shied away with this, because you both kind of said it on our calls last week, because you both want coaches, and those are both your goals. And I mean, you kind of were hinting at both working towards it for December, but I know it's super scary. But keep that in your pocket. We'll come back to it. So taking it to the top for you, Loretta, was financial freedom, breaking even, and assisting paying off student loans.
Yeah.
Student loans. Freedom. Break even. Okay.
Let's be real. I'm hoping everybody slacks off on the health bet and I like somehow earn $500,000. That's my goal for the next week.
Right? Oh my God. So our group right now is like exploding. It's crazy. And I think because the requirements that you're supposed to post a picture, so everyone's just like pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, this is awesome. I hope next month people are just as excited.
I know. I feel like it's making everybody like extra accountable.
I love it though.
You can't not be doing it if there has to be a picture. Like you can't be like, oh, I drank my shake. Like you have to put a picture up.
I know, like show me. So it's great. So I think Beachbody knows what they're doing. And because I was talking with Nicole last week, and I was like, damn, Beachbody, like clearly they're 10 times smarter than I am. They clearly, they put out this app months ago, and I think plenty of coaches have been using it regularly, including myself. But this is really forcing people to actually, really, truly use the app the way it's meant to be used. And I think this is going to get all of our current challengers that practice of what it's like. And by seeing this huge involvement, I hope they get excited and realize like this is the kind of group that I want to be in, maintain that. But of course, it ultimately falls back to us to make sure we maintain that too. But anyways, I digress. I don't want to talk too much about challenge groups, but okay, so we're talking about goals. So I promised you I would share with you guys mine, right? All right. So I have to be so straight on with you guys. I am completely with you on being daily and consistent with power hours too. Something I struggled with this whole last year. Obviously, we're a team of fitness lovers, so that's what comes easiest to us. I think what comes hardest to me is putting my business work in, which is obviously reflected in our team. I know fault of our own is just kind of like that's the thing that gnaws on me the most. For me, I've found that I've identified the hardest and scariest part for me is doing the follow-up conversations, like the conversations that I start today, and then replying to the people that messaged me. And these are the people that said no. It's just I come out and be like, hi, how are you? But then when I have like 20 of them, it's like, oh, I'm so scared. I don't know why I'm not, but that's what takes the longest for me is to sit there and reply to these people. Everything else I use scripts. I just create scripts and I literally copy and paste my forms, my check-ins, and my invites. So that I'm not just sitting there writing. So that's a big tip for you guys, ladies, because honestly, I don't even necessarily do a full hour. So Loretta, FYI, if you're tight, I mean, I love how conscious you're being because I think it is important to invest in this business. It is important to make sure that you are putting in the time to like check your online office by logging into your website, to check your downline, make sure that those coaches are staying active. If you guys are both pushing for Diamond, those are important activities to do. But check your challenge group, check weekly check-ins or monthly check-ins with your challengers. The team page. Like looking on people, posting. Those are things that we obviously do the easiest and the best, but to kind of speak in Danielle's words, those are things like that's great and I do try to share, spread love on people that I'm kind of crushing on. But focus on those activities more than just straight scrolling through. Anyways, okay, so I got off. So yes, my goal is to do a power out a minimum of 5 days of the week, at a minimum. I definitely am a believer that if you plug into this business every single day, it will grow. I definitely am a believer, like Danielle says, the more consistent you are, it's like pumping a well. If you pump, the water will come. And as soon as you take a break, everything slows and it stalls. I believe that. I'm also a believer of, and this is probably what holds me back, to be honest. So I'm going to say this, but I'm not saying this because I want us to completely follow in my footsteps. But I don't like the idea of working myself into the ground. What a lot of entrepreneurs do, and they don't necessarily work themselves into the ground. It's just like they fall in love with what they're passionate about, and then they run with this business because they're so excited about it. I don't just mean Beachbody in general, but I'm not a believer of running myself into the ground, probably because I felt like I did that to myself this last year. So I'm definitely about giving myself grace and breaks. It's not an excuse to slack off, though, because I am really dedicated to this business. But So yeah, a minimum of 5 power hours a week, always striving for 6 and 7. But it's now no longer an option at all for me to miss a power hour. Obviously, I've had some odd life events in the last few weeks, so obviously I've given myself the grace on those times. But yeah, so those are my daily, weekly goals. One thing I didn't hear you guys say specifically, so correct me if I'm wrong, but obviously I have Success Club goals too. So if you're both looking to, I don't worry about that. If you're both looking to grow your income and grow, your coaches that you're looking for, which you both kind of said this too. You want to sign up people. I'll use Rachel Khalil's word from our call last week. Success Club is definitely, I mean, she kind of says it's a non-negotiable, meaning that, if you stay consistent in Success Club, and Loretta, once you get Emerald back, which I know you will, you were incredibly consistent before the summer, so you're building your following back up, so it will come. But, those Emerald cycle bonuses really add up. And obviously, the more challengers you sign up, they might not necessarily want to be a coach right away. Like Julie, you didn't necessarily want to be a coach right away. Maybe you were thinking it. I mean, maybe you were. I don't know the whole time. But it wasn't until I approached you and was like, "Hey, will you join my coaching call?" Whatever we used to do. So part of it sometimes comes from people need to start their workout, start their shake, be in your group, see what the hell that this is before they even consider coaching. Not a lot of, Loretta, you kind of started coaching almost right away. And so did I, but there's not a lot of us out there. It's great to think that, but you have to be patient with people. So, so yeah, at a minimum, my Success Club goals are Success Club 6 is my absolute, that has to happen no matter what, but I'm always pushing for Success Club 10. Well, actually, to be honest, I'm kind of at the point where Success Club 6 is my bare minimum, and any extra, I'm trying to start calling Richard's account because I really want to start building up a little bit more. I need a little bit more volume because I have a very weak right leg, and that's where Richard is. So I'm not planning on trying to build this account to diamond right now, but I want to build up some more volume there. Okay, so I said monthly. So yeah, continue to do team calls. So I have a lot. It's funny. I have a lot of these kinds of income goals. My big goal. Well, I'll say this. Maybe by the end of the year, I want to make $1,000 a month. And in a year, I want to make I want to replace my income actually. So here's my big scary 1-year goal. It's actually less than a year from now. You guys have heard me before, but once I became a Beachbody coach, this is just what I've realized. I absolutely love. I've definitely fallen. I've definitely struggled a lot. This business doesn't come easy to me, but it's absolutely my passion. So much that my huge 1-year goal is to quit my job by June 1st next year and really become a full-time coach and do this full-time. So in order for me to do that, I need to replace my income. So my goal, obviously, is to push at, so December is actually a good starting place for me to push to $1,000 a month. And then I want to get up to $2,000 a month. 2,000 to 3,000 would be ideal. It's scary as hell because I've never even hit $1,000 a month. I've been able to maybe have a couple $100 months, but anyway, so that's very scary, but I don't think Richard would ever let me consider quitting my job until I'm able to replace my income. So that's terrifying. But my job, was my passion for a long time, but my company has kind of just fallen apart and it's becoming really stressful, and it kind of made me consider, do I really want to be in mental health for the rest of my life? And ever since I became a Beachbody coach, I realized that I want to counsel people in the realm of health and fitness. So it's kind of really mirroring my passion. So it's a huge goal of mine, and I'm prepared to, and that's what honestly fuels my power every day. It's like, if I don't show up, then I might as well not be working in my business and not be working towards this big goal. And it's not even just a matter of quitting my job. Like, I need to be able to build up that income. So if anything, even if I don't quit my job, if I can't quit my job on June 1st, I really still need to work on building that income regardless. So, yeah, in a year, obviously I, would love to see us be a 2-star diamond team. Maybe, I mean, obviously I also need to, work on recruiting more coaches myself too. So I'd like to be next year, be pushing for an elite team. An elite, you have to have 5-star or above. So, that's my big scary goal by the end of the year is to be a 2-star diamond team is the big scary rank goal. You already heard my financial goal, but in a year, be 3 and maybe pushing 5-star. But in addition to that, paying other financial things like paying off the Success Club trip, paying for Summit next year. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, if you want to know personally, Richard and I are talking about he wants to start, working on our family like next year.
Yay! Sorry.
I thought you'd like that. So, I mean, that's in a year from now, but that's kind of like personally, it's like, whoa, I want to get in the best shape of my life maybe before that. So, but that's also another financial thing too. It's like, I want us to be in a good place. I mean, I know a lot of people might look at me and think like, yeah, your husband's a dentist, but that's not the way we look at it. I think we try to, to India, be honest, my student loans are going to kick in. He's got 2 that are going to be kicking in. So we're going to be slammed pretty soon. And oh, by the way, we have to buy this new car. So, but anyways, so, financial freedom, I am with you. And if I could take this business to the top, what would I do with it? I would take it to the top and never stop. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, honestly, when I just really want to be a full-time Beachbody coach. That's what I want to do. I've looked into different health coach certificates and to really kind of like maybe beef up my, stuff. But I don't necessarily, my goal isn't necessarily to be like a 15-star diamond. It's not necessarily to be like I'm in the Millionaires Club. It's just like I just want to be able to like help people like have a comfortable life, pay off our debt. My huge like ultimate goal would be like pay off Richard's student loans with my Beachbody money. Be like, hey, look what out here. Let me help you. Like, because right now my mental health money is nothing. So, anyways, I've been rambling a lot. I know that we have a couple more minutes left. I think this week, ladies, I would love to check in with you guys during our next team call next week to just right now, if we want to get anywhere near these goals, it just starts with the very bare minimum baseline of the power hour, and I think that's where we're all at. And I think if we can commit, let's see if we can make a team goal of committing, kind of like what I said, if we can shoot for a bare minimum of 5 days a week, and Loretta, shoot for that hour, even if it's not a hard hour, like sometimes I'm able to do my power hour. I do the bare minimum activities in under an hour, even just getting those done. I was terrible at tracking my whole last year of coaching. Do yourself a favor, get a notebook and just start writing it all down. And I showed you guys my team call the other day. Whatever system works for you, of course. But I've started writing the names down of all my follow-ups, new forms, invites, check-ins. I have to finish a few, so I'm going to do right after this call. And start writing them all down, and that way you can go back month to month, and then you can recreate each month your list of 100 or do whatever you need to do. But try to commit to that this week, and we can check in next week at our team call to see how we did.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies. Well, actually, I get to see you before the week. I get to see you Sunday. So.
I know, I'm so excited.
Yay! And it's your birthday, Loretta. 25. Shoot. Man,
Yeah.
it's a good week.
Thursday.
Yay!
Yay!
It's gonna be a good week. All right, ladies. Well, I'm gonna let you go, so it's gonna cut us off. But have a great night, you guys. Let's kick this week's butt.
Bye.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.